what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to be looking at your energy for the upcoming week via tarot, astrology, and any channel messages that come through. So let's get into it. Grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab a beverage, anything that suits your fancy, and we will look at what the energy of the week holds for us. So we just moved into Scorpio season. Happy birthday to anybody who is celebrating this month. I just am wishing you all the love, all the blessings. Anytime the sun is in our zodiac sign, it really gives us an opportunity to shine, to put our best foot forward. And if it's not our birthday season, it really amplifies, highlights that energy, that Scorpio energy. And it's all about connecting with what we desire. We've been going through a lot of change. There's been a lot shifting, a lot being challenged within us. And part of that is with hopes that we can better align with who we are, with what we actually want, with what actually makes us feel happy and successful in life, right? We all want to be happy and fulfilled. So finding the way to get there, working with the energies of that mind, body, soul connection. That's what we're all about here at this channel. So we'll start off with an energy cleansing, set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. It's a good time to set your own intention as well. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. Always use your discernment. Some things might resonate, some things might not. So choose accordingly, wisely for your own heart. And I also do personal readings, personal tarot, astrology readings, mediumship as well as energy healing and holistic wellness consultation. So again, just kind of amplifying that rebalancing. Rebalancing really helps us see clearly what we want, what we need, what is highest and best. So we're not getting ourselves in these kerfuffles, into these situations with people, with dynamics that are like not supportive to what we want ultimately, that are bringing in that challenge, that dynamism in order for us to grow and evolve. So we'll start with this energy cleansing. Let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm, cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages, the lessons clearly, and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love. Okay, so it's been a very interesting weekend. I've actually not been posting for the past couple of days. I apologize. Just life has come up. And, it's interesting because there's a lot that we're working out on the surface value of like what you're actually experiencing in the day-to-day. And that's how this week starts off. This is going to be a really interesting week. We have a new moon in Scorpio on Friday. There's also Halloween and there's also Day of the Dead. So it is this kind of magical time of year is what I want to say, when we can connect with the spirit world where the veil is a little bit more thin. And to that point, and I've been talking a lot about this in our readings, there's been a lot of water energy present. Often water energy, it heightens our intuition, our sense of feeling, our sense of knowing. and gives us the opportunity to kind of like see into situations, dynamics with people in a different way, so that we can make different choices, so that we can make choices that aren't kind of locking us into a certain thing that just doesn't, there's not reciprocity, it doesn't work, etc. And a lot of this is being challenged within us right now. Black Moon Lilith and the Fortune Point are in Libra. So we really have to be able to sense and feel into the people, the dynamics that work for us. Pluto's also moving into Aquarius. It was retrograde for the last 5 months, and now it is direct, but it's also still in Capricorn. So it hasn't quite yet moved into Aquarius. And I'm seeing this as working out some of the nitty gritty, some of that fine print, the things that need attention, your attention to detail, cleaning up, tying up loose ends. And some of this stuff, yeah, we are aware of, but some of it, I will say this, like, I feel like all the stuff you're aware of, but some of it you're more conscious of than other things, right? Like, I'm still feeling like there's some stuff underneath the surface that you have inclinations about, you kind of, but you're not really aware of it, or it's not necessarily in your present reality right now. And, you know, it looks like this week there's going to be a lot of things that do come out. There is a lot of resistance, and that's kind of the downside of Scorpio season. As much as it can be very magical in terms of, you know, just celebration of the spirit world, crossover loved ones. It is also ruled by Pluto, Lord of the underworld, and often equated with our shadow self. So, meaning that people, as I was saying that, sorry, I cut the deck right to the moon. And I think this moon card in this deck specifically is such a beautiful expression of how, like, you know, it can be like those fears of the dark, right? It's like the worst case scenarios. It's the illusions that are coming up, or people, situations that are kind of playing on our mind. Yeah, because some people don't like it that you're moving on, that you're not choosing them, right? There are people that expected things to go a different way. And I'm almost hearing this on a level of like, you would be beholden to them. Like, you would come back. You would come back with your tail between your legs, begging them for forgiveness or wanting something from them. But you chose to go your own way. You've chose to put out, you know, like kind of like try a new experience is what I'm hearing with this Fool card. And in this time, in this energy of alchemy. But the downside of that is people who are feeling rejected, or like, you should have done it this way, or it should have worked out this way, it should have looked like this. Now it's making them look bad is what I'm hearing. And because of that, there is this backlash underneath the surface, right? The tarantula as well as the rat. So the rat is definitely significant of infestation. It's like where people, situations have already tainted your name, made you look bad. It's too far gone is what I'm hearing. Regardless of what the situation is, the dynamic, it's too far gone. And you're in this space where you're really trying to hone and cultivate what you're building for yourself. We've been seeing that a lot. But beginning of the week, it's still showing up as a waiting game. I am feeling this energy, especially over this past weekend, of just slowing down, not being so... Well, and one of the main reasons is Mars is in opposition to Pluto right now. So Mars has kind of been in this, like, not aggressive state but it's being tamed is what I want to say. It's kind of like being confined, and it's amplifying the aggression, you know? It's like when someone has like so much feeling, so much energy, and they just can't get it out, and it's like a pressure cooker. That's what I want to say. And I feel like you have this energy surrounding you, this pressure cooker energy, whether it's coming from one person or from a situation as a whole. And there is part of you that's waiting. You're kind of just waiting to see how this is all going to unfold. And as much as you are trying to invest in your own things and your own plans, it's also showing that this stuff is still clearing up. It's still like you're still clearing the air, whether or not you're physically engaging with these people in these situations. And what you want isn't really coming in at this point. Beginning of the week, we're still in a waning phase of the moon cycle. We hit the new moon, like I said, end of the week. New moon gives us a great opportunity to set new ideas, new goals into play, readjust the ones that aren't working. And this is really how I'm seeing this alchemist energy for you at the beginning of the week. Because like I said, I do feel like there are these heavier energies lingering. And because intuition, water element is heightened right now in the astrology, it makes it really difficult to not like pick up on someone's subliminal messaging, you know, or in between the lines, like what they're saying without saying it. It's hard not to be aware of that. And also it's hard not to react off of those things, even if nothing's necessarily playing out in real time. We do have a little bit more friction and energy beginning of the week, but like I said, it's all kind of waning away. Like I feel if you're aware enough about where these difficult dynamics, difficult people are popping up and kind of how to properly navigate and control them, the dynamics, not the people, you know, control yourself. And like, I feel like that's where you maintain the most balance, but it's going to be easier to navigate. And you're going to feel a little bit more powerful, even though you're not seeing 100% of the results that you want to, right? There still is a little bit of a waiting game. And part of this is just like finding out the information that you need to find out, which has been slowly working its way towards you. The key information, those things that like are really going to kind of push you forward, bringing in that opportunity, giving you a little bit more clarity about how things are going to evolve, is definitely happening. It's in process, is what progress. It's in progress, not process. So midweek, it has you feeling a little bit more blocked, suffocated is what I'm hearing. And I think some of this is because Venus becomes more heavily aspected. Yeah. So again, just that confirmation, double confirmation with the Queen of Cups. I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed. During beginning of the week, over the weekend, beginning of the week, there was a little bit more of the earth element, and that helps us feel a lot more grounded and stable. And now midweek, that fire's coming into play. Like I was talking about, Pluto in opposition to Mars. Pluto is Mars energy, and it can, if dealt with in the wrong way, it can really like magnify the intensity, people getting angry, getting pissed off. So there really is a need to be delicate about how you approach more volatile people and situations. And you know this. I feel like in some ways, it's what feels like it's keeping you tied down. However, I don't feel like it is 100%. I feel like that's the perception, because what you're dealing with is frustrating and it is annoying. At the same time, I'm hearing that it's about using wisdom. It's about using your strength and your power and not being afraid of that. The blessing and the curse of water energy, cups energy, is that like I said, we pick up on those subtler senses, how people really, what their words really mean, what their actions, their behaviors really mean. And it can be very triggering, right? And so being able to kind of navigate what you sense and feel from that perspective of using it as your power, using it as a way to have the information that you need. Yeah, because you're dealing with people and situations that are just not there quite yet. Knight of Cups has the best intention. However, the follow through is severely lacking. And I feel like it's dealing with someone or something that, like, I mean, the way that it is presented, they have their back to you. They don't really, it's not, maybe they do care on some level in their own way, but it's not something that they really, yeah, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of sadness. The Three of Swords has been popping up for us on the regular lately. So again, just confirming that value of taking care of your heart, especially because we're not trying to trigger more of these things. Yes, you'll be able to pick up on those subtler layers. They might make you feel limited in what you're able to do or how you're able to respond to people, to situations. But at the end of the day, this is all about your sanity. It's about your sanity, and it's about like your own mental, emotional well-being. The more, yeah, there's that Moon card, guys. So the more grounded and stable you can be, it doesn't take away the hardship. It doesn't take away the things that are happening or the people that cannot control their own emotions. This person's all over the place, all over the map. And you're caught in the middle. You know what I mean? I feel like you are a little bit limited, and it's not a bad thing. It's better to be patient is what I'm hearing, right? It's better to be patient. It's better to build, right? This is beginning of the week message, right? Build a little bit more knowledge, information, and awareness, being a little bit more patient, and not needing to make a decision yesterday or today even, or if they're trying to like stir the pot, play victim mentality. There is definitely some victim mentality involved with this person. Like, it's like they want you to feel bad for them, but they also cannot control their emotions. And I feel like they can be a little bit vicious, especially if they're not getting what they want. And maybe I'm even hearing for some of you, it's like maybe to your face, it looks completely fine. Like you don't think too deep into it because they're like, oh yeah, no problem, whatever, I totally get it. But then behind your back, it's, you know, the wolves, the dogs are unleashed, you know, and all of a sudden, and that's kind of what I'm picking up that you're feeling, that you're able to tap into this week is like other people, other situations, emotionality, their projection onto you, whether it's, you know, oh, feel bad for me because you didn't give me what I wanted, or I hate you because you didn't give me what I wanted. It's like going back and forth between this, you know, hubbub. And I hear that you just want to play nice with that Venus energy midweek. It's showing that like there is some fear about how you're connecting with these people, with these situations in your life, because once upon a time, it did bring you this level of like satisfaction and love and happiness. And even though it is not anymore, and you're seeing that a little bit more clearly especially as time is progressing and more is being highlighted, right, about people's bad behavior. It's able for you to, it's giving you the opportunity to kind of make your own peace with the situations, with the dynamics, right? But as I was saying, it doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't make it difficult. So that's where I do like that we have this new moon end of the week. I'll definitely upload a specific reading for that. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll even have time to do a spirit reading. I would really love to get into that. I will put intention towards that this week. But Friday we have this new moon in Scorpio. And like I highlighted earlier, Scorpio is all about what you desire, what you're connecting with, these experiences that you would love to live out or that you would love to see manifest in your life. And it's kind of really breaking away from society, from outside influences, what other people, other situations would want you to do, and really just like listening to the own beat of your heart. But obviously I always say that in, be rational, like you can blow your life up for sure, but there's a good way to do that. A way that's like honoring and respectful to those that are in your environment. But new moons, and it's interesting because as much as like Venus, and she's still like a little hurt towards the end of the week, but there's other things that are happening, like I was mentioning before, that are bringing in that confirmation of like what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're pursuing, what you're seeing, and why. Mars doesn't like it. That, and that's kind of the name of the game right now, is we do have to be very patient. We're moving into November. Mid-November, Pluto will finally enter into Aquarius. We do have some retrograded planets through the rest of the year, so that's annoying. And Mars actually ends up joining us in December, joining those planets, I should say, in December. So just keep that in mind. Retrogrades often slow the process, slow down the unfolding of what is happening, what is evolving. So patience is an underlying theme. But honestly, I really like this new moon energy. As much as, it can be a little annoying on our ego, on our emotions, what we wish, shoulda, woulda, coulda. At the same time, enough has transpired that you're ready to be okay with it. You're ready to find the beauty in what is being released, in kind of that transformative energy. The Siberian fir, I find this very interesting because it's like the beauty in the way a cycle is closing, or in the way that a death is happening. And again, not in a triggering way towards anyone. It's a proverbial death, I should clarify. But it's also kind of bringing new life and new beauty. It's been a process, so be gentle with yourself. And it continues to be a process this week. Like I mentioned, there's a little bit more harmony for this new moon, but there still is tension present. And we're feeling the residual effects of that, specifically because of that water element, because there is so much being highlighted in our mental emotional world, I'll say. But that's the need to be a little bit more diplomatic. And it's a struggle. It's a struggle. King of Swords is the opposite of water energy. It is rationale, it is pros and cons list, it is removing all feeling out of it. And that can be really hard to do, especially when you have been intertwined with people, with situations for a long period of time, or they're very close to you, or they work really close to you. You have to see them every day. You don't want to deal with them anymore. There's a lot of different things that make, the burdens, the difficulty that comes with this stressful. And that's why it's so important to tap into that King of Swords energy, because it's gonna not make it feel so shitty. Yeah, unfortunately. But there is more that is crumbling and falling apart. Like I said, the value is you've seen enough, you know enough that you're prepared. And we've kind of been seeing this coming in previous weeks, where it's like building up, building up, building up. And you can see it. And there's going to be a lot that comes with this explosion. I feel like extra responsibility. And it might feel a little bit messy, but you feel well prepared, you feel confident, you feel like ready to go. And end of the week is a little bit of a heavier energy. Well, I should say it's even more important to be slow, to be gentle with yourself, with your expectations, right? In these winter months, our energy slows down, we move slower, we engage with ourselves a little bit more, you know, we kind of hermit ourselves in our home, in our environment, etc. And so regardless of where you're at, what you're doing, what the temperature is outside, basically Spirit's saying to be slow, be mindful with your energy, you know. What else can I say? It's not how you thought everything would go. Like, I'm feeling like you had these premonitions about things that were going to happen, things that were going to play out. But the way that you ended up getting here, I think, is a little bit different than maybe how you wanted to. And I think that kind of goes back to that growth component where we do have to, quote unquote, learn our lessons and evolve and, you know, grow beyond our limitations so that we can be more connected to our happiness, to our fortune, because that's on the other side of all the bullshit, right? That's on the other side of all the hubbub. And understanding that, yeah, I love that. Such a beautiful, beautiful message. Surrender in the storms. Surrendering even though there might be these tower moments and you might be juggling a lot. It's okay, right? You've gotten through them in the past and you will continue to get through them. You just have to surrender, right? You just have to surrender to the process. Not be so hard on yourself, not have such high expectations of what that should look like, right? Being balanced, that's the best gift you can give to yourself. Maybe like sometimes balance isn't fun. You know, sometimes you need to be a little wild, or sometimes you need to walk, you know, a very conservative tightrope. But at the same time, you know, when we walk in the middle of the road, it gives us a little bit more of an opportunity to make sound decisions in these moments where there's so much going on and people and situations are challenging you to the point of like whether you're going to ride the wave or try to resist and try to, you know, and just actually it's just like adding to the chaos, adding to the drama, it's the way that they want you to react, right? Yeah. Being able to move past those blockages. And a lot of times the lessons keep coming back up to us over and over and over again because we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it from that bird's eye perspective. We're seeing it from just like what's in the immediacy of it. Not good, bad, right, or wrong. It's just human nature, limited in perception. That's why we become more patient, grow in awareness, grow in consciousness, so we can actually find that peace and that stability within, regardless, again, of what is happening around us. So really interesting, really powerful energy this week. I hope that you found messages here that resonated for you. Know that I'm just wishing you all the love, all the good luck this week, just as things are kind of a little up and down, or maybe a little heavy for you emotionally. Just know that you're not alone. There is a lot of people that feel that way. Definitely, I have my own stuff in my life, and you know, just doing the best that we can to honor and respect that within ourselves, but also having that courage to push forward. The courage to push forward even when people, situations are doing everything in their power to prevent it. So thank you so much for your time, energy. Always definitely drop comments below. I love to hear. I love to connect. I appreciate you and all you bring to the channel. Know that I'm sending all the love and blessings your way.